Hey everyone, I am sorry about that. Just as I was going live, our power just kind of like flickered here in the neighborhood. I don't know if it was all over, but it kicked me right out the live. Everything I was set up to go, I was ready to go. And of course, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it has anything to do with that hurricane, down in that one place. It's weird like that, but I apologize. Truly, I apologize. So, hello, everyone. Hello, coming in. Who do we have here? Obsessed with the mess. Thank you for joining us. Jackson Tabasco. I'm free to be me, me. Tanya B. Deals. I'm hoping everybody that was waiting in the last live caught on that I started a new one. I hope so. I pray. Hey, cross country cruiser. I saw your message. And I didn't put that together until I read your message that you were talking about a motorcycle. I was thinking cruise ship for some reason. The gold experience, Ebony, welcome. And Honeybee, got Keisha Marie. Is that Gobi Love? Hey, Latoy, the hardest working mod here on these YouTube streets. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I was going back and forth with this live and how what I was going to do with this content rather. Was I going to just post it or was I was going to go live? Because I know a lot of people are tired of Sonya. A lot of people can't even stand the sound of her voice. So I had downloaded this maybe a couple of days after she did this video. I honestly don't remember when. I want to say I don't know if anybody in the chat knows when I played a video, maybe it'll jog somebody's memory, but I want to say that this was maybe I know it was it was before the indictment, so I want to say May. I want to say it was around May, or I know it was around the time where initially they had dropped the CP charges and they talked about bringing them back, but I can't remember the date. They're starting to run all together. So if anybody knows, hey, that girl, I see Queen Brielle, beautifully made. Hey, ladies, Liz MC, the virtuous sinner, one leg off. That is funny. I love that name. And Legacy Moon had actually did a review of the phone call between him and Shirley. I want to say it was May 25th. She did that last night, and that whole one leg off in a wheelchair and in a coma. I forgot that part, so that was hilarious. Hey, Nola Brown, a prominent woman. Welcome everybody who's coming in. Zen Soul. Is it Coco? Yeah, okay. Beautifully made. You're saying that it was around February, March. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff, that's happened in between. But this is one of the lives that she did before she, deleted everything off of her channel. And actually, this live was 2 hours long, but I just cut it down. It's just under 45 minutes. Excuse me. And I think I got the basic important stuff. What I plan on doing, because I now have membership, I plan on uploading the uncut to membership. I don't think I should have a problem with that. She took it down, so it's nowhere on the internet. But I think I might just throw it in members. If anyone wants to watch the full 2 hours uninterrupted, I'll go ahead and I will put that in memberships. Yes, it says a coma walking around with one leg off. I mean, the things that Nesto comes up with is just mind boggling. It really is. And he really means it. He says it with such what is that word? He says it with his chest. He says it with such confidence that he actually believes that whatever, that mess coming out of his mouth actually makes sense to somebody. And I just think personally with Shirley and both Sonya or anybody who's in his, his orb, I think they got used to him talking that way. I know every now and again Shirley would correct him, but I think they just got used to just translating, his lingo and making it having it make sense for them. So I think that's what it is. Okay, so what did you say? Obsessed with the mess? What you say? Oh, you guys, I'm tired of Diddy and all the WW new hosts. What is WW? I'm slow. I'm sorry. Hey, Toddy Jackson. Did I miss anybody else? Nia. Hi, Nia. Hey, PW. How you doing, Miss Lady? I see you, Legacy Moon. Thank you. I had a good time last night. You had me, in stitches. And the dedication that you have to pushing through those throwback reactions, it's unmatched. I love it. And I really like that you do it because there are some people who are new to the story or not as seasoned as some of us, and they missed the original reaction when that content came out. And for me, as a content consumer, as on the other side of the chat, I like mixing it up in the chat. So when you do that, Legacy, you give people a chance to kind of have their say where they didn't have that before. They missed all the live chats when phone calls from prison premiere them, and they missed the follow up of some of the other content creators actually dissecting the material. So I really do like that you do that. And for those of you who are not aware, I don't know if anybody in here is not aware, Legacy Moon, True Crime and Mysteries, head over to her channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the post notification because she goes live and she's on after dark. And I don't know if she's going to do it tomorrow night, but she joins up with a very special guest, and that is Native, and Native Tribe comes on and they do an after dark show that is hilarious. We always have a good time in there. So if you can, I don't know, Legacy, are you going to go live tomorrow night? Are we doing after dark? Because I'll be there. The only time I wasn't there is when I got sick the other, it was about 2 weeks ago. I couldn't hang, but I did watch the replay and I enjoyed the replay. So, of course, you feel free to let us know in the chat if you are going to go live um, tomorrow for the after dark. If you caught my intro, I just kind of threw that together as I was waiting to go live before the power surge. But when you go live, you got to be ready for everything. You got to be ready for everything, I guess. And I guess technically, it kicked you guys out. I don't, I was thinking that it would still run, but I guess it just kind of kicked everything out because everything just went poof. My Wi-Fi, everything. Hey, Vic to the Veil. But my intro, I just kind of threw that together, and those were photos, just a little short montage of Thailand. I have to keep that, in the front of my mind because honestly, everything I do, uh, including this live and all the content I put up, it's all to set me up so I can do the one thing that I really want to do. And I don't want to be an expatriate. But I do want to spend a significant amount of time in Southeast Asia and traveling throughout that part of the world. I got to spend about a month in Bangkok last year, and looking back on it, I truly enjoyed it. It was kind of overwhelming, and I felt like there I missed some opportunities because I felt like I had to do a lot. And believe me, a month is not a lot of time because in Thailand, I was in Bangkok, which is the major cities like New York City, but they have Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Phuket, Pattaya. They have these other cities, and I wanted to go see those places too. But going back, I plan on going back, and I plan on spending a significant amount of time there. The cost of living is a lot cheaper, and so that's my goal. Hey, that part. If I missed anybody else, I'll try to catch you. I see you, ban that part. What are we talking about, y'all? I'm just rambling right now. I'm just letting folks come on in. But tonight, if you looked at the title of the video, even though I had to restart the live, um, I have I have one of Sonia's lives. I have the whole complete 2-hour live, but I did basically a super cut. I cut it down to about 45 minutes, and it touches on a lot of the stuff that she commonly talks about. But you get a chance to see her demeanor, and I know there are some people who weren't around, or they weren't around when she was actually going live. I think she probably did a total of what, I don't know. I'm guessing I know some of you might know. I want to say, well, did she do about 5 or 7 lives somewhere in that ballpark? But she took them all down. So, so yeah, I was able to capture this. So I want to go ahead because some of you guys have already you come in, and I'm going to give you what you came here for. So let me go ahead and start. Now, just to give you some context, this is the live where she finds out about Nesto saying that she couldn't afford him. And there's a very popular soundbite that some content creators have used and quite a bit. So without further delay, let me go ahead and get started. Hey Marcus, you find that funny? I do too. You hear me laughing? If I could just laugh the number of emojis that you just put up there, I probably would. But then again, I don't know, Marcus, have you been around folks, particularly women? We have a tendency to do that. Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna let that sidetrack me. I've never seen that name before, so I don't know if y'all are anybody familiar with this Marcus Huntley. I don't know if he just wants some attention. I'm not sure. I don't know if he dropped out of the bushes and because he thinks he's a funny man. He might be a Nesto kind of man. But anyway, let me go ahead and get started. This is all new to me. I like this though. I'm pulling it straight from a video file versus like a YouTube video. So it works a lot easier for me. So let me go ahead and pull it up and we'll get started.
Good. Okay. I do need a moderator, but I don't care.
Can you guys hear? Okay. Can you hear the video?
Remember to live chat. Remember your guard, your privacy, your guidelines. Okay. We ain't doing too much because I'm gonna be on here for 30 minutes and I'm trying to take a nap because I'm tired. Hey, Poochie's closet. I've been good. I've been good. Yes, I'm single. Hey, Doc M. Hey, people. Hey, people. Hey, people. So yeah. Just I guess going over some things. And what's crazy? I've been watching some of the. Well, I only watch phone calls from prisons videos because it's just us on the phone or us a video of us. So it's not really commentated by bloggers because I see out the bloggers page only because all the negativity and I'm trying to figure out what all the hate that they started with in the beginning and all of the crap they started. I guess back in September is when everybody just tried to jump on this story or whatever. um Now that things are coming to light, we got some more stuff coming to light as far as this case is concerned, proving his innocence. What are you gonna say? How old am I? 55. I am 55 years old. Don't make me start. Hey, Doc M. It's kind of big. What's kind of big? You're pretty, babe. Come over to Canada and I'll make you some spicy Indian food. All right. I don't think it's hate. I think we're just entertained. No, it's a lot of hate. I know some people are just entertained because it's, they come in quick, right? I understand that some of it's entertainment, but a lot of it is some hate. And the thing what confuses me, is if you don't like me, and if you feel like he's innocent, then why do you constantly go on those sites and watch us or listen to us or involve yourself in us? Because I'm not going anywhere where I got a problem. If I don't like the person, I'm not going on your page. I'm not watching it. If I don't like the person, period, I'm just not going nowhere near it. Yeah, I'm 55. It's not hate. It is. Girl, you got to read the comments. It's hate. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of hate. The name calling. It's a lot of people that don't hate, but it's a good amount of them that do hate, and it's sad. I join what we doing. Whatever you want to do. I was just trying to follow the court case. Exactly. Instead, right, insert yourself. So now, you were involved. Right. I agree with you on that. Yeah, just, I say everybody stay on the fence and watch it play out. You can't really pick a side.
Hey, that part. Yes, this is this is the 2 hour. This live was actually just at 2 hours. So yeah, she wasn't gonna be on long, but yeah, it went for 2 hours.
Until the evidence come out and show who's telling the truth, who's lying. Now you got all this drama coming on with Fulton County and the DA, and of course, they was telling some tales in court with him on a couple of his court appearances, and I mentioned it, and I wrote, and I told the judge, it's crazy. Nussel said you want him, but you can't afford him. I didn't listen to that phone call. Is that what he said? He said I can't afford him. Hey, John. Oh,
You know what? When this, I remember watching this and thinking, yeah, she listened to everything, but their subsequent phone calls and the text, I don't think she got to it before we told her what he said. So I kind of sort of believe her when she says that she hadn't listened to that call. And as this video plays, and like I said, this is a cut version of the 2 hour video, it's just about 45 minutes. But I think it starts to settle in the back of her mind what was said.
okay, right. You just got to watch it play out. And the court hearing he had last week, they said that they were going to indict him by April. Now they said this last year they were going to indict him by Christmas. Christmas came and went, no indictment. Yes, that's what he said. He said, "Are you helping with his bond? We're
Hey,
getting his
Chick-fil-A
funds together
gal.
now." So, I don't think it's you they don't like. It's a disrespect you're showing to everybody on his side. It's okay. Okay, so if y'all been following and watching, three of the bloggers came out talking about the fact that he is not married. And Chronicle Speaks is the blogger that first brought it out. She brought it out 3 months ago. She brought the documents out, and right, they said he ain't married. He is. She brought the court documents out saying he was just divorced September 21, which means anything he did between 2004 and 2021 don't count. Um, he was just talking shit. I don't miss a call. Thank you, Poochie. I love Poochie. Um, so, and then two, nothing was filed. So, you know, what do you mean they said? Did you ask him? I don't ask him anything on a line because he doesn't want people in his business. So I don't ask him things I know he's not going to want to disclose for YouTube and the courts. So he had a ceremony and she thinks she's married. Well, again, until you file it, they can't find a certificate. It's not filed. So that makes it voided too. You can have a ceremony and it not be it has to be officiated. It has to be filed with the courts. So no, I don't plan on getting married. Kevin Durant hairbrush, I agree. I don't know what he said. So are you saying he's not married? Yeah. Did you look for the marriage? Everybody's been looking for the marriage certificate since November of last year. No one's found it. Before I went on Tasha K, they were looking for the marriage certificate. He said it on Tasha K. He said it on Tasha K. Do I know his daughters? I've never met any of them. I spoke to two of them, but I've never met either one. The YouTube street says he ever divorced one of his other wives. The YouTube street says he never divorced one of the other wives. So, right, they're trying to say he was still married to two of them. And then the one actually filed a divorce in September. And then the other one, they're still searching for that one. So, has infamous Sylvia taken your place on the Sunday visits? I've been out of town for a month. So she went because he's very religious and he like everybody was trying to find out who can come out with this, who can get break this story. So you got 5 different bloggers, to my knowledge, 5 of them was out there looking for this marriage certificate, and they couldn't find it. And then they were also looking for the divorce from the first wife, and they couldn't find it. But they don't know the county that they were divorced in. And he kind of said it, but I don't think they paid attention. How many kids does he have? He's distraught. His wife left him. Morally, it doesn't matter if it's legal. They call each other husband and wife. That's true. That is true. That is true. They do call themselves that. And again, the whole story ain't out, so that's just what it is. Nesto don't know where he and Shirley filed the paperwork in. It would be, again, you have to file it within the county. Nothing's been proven. Every time you go to court, there's no evidence of anything. So nothing's been proven. It's just been a one-sided story. They never gave him a chance to alibi himself or tell his side of the story, which is crazy because you always see before police charge anybody, they always let's talk to him and get his side. They never did that with any of his charges. So that was a kind of a, what would you need to hear for you to walk? Some information proving that they right and he wrong. That's okay, civil. We got to hear his other side. Like I said, I feel like just reading the one-sided situation, that is civil, because these situations were kind of like business arrangements that went awry. And whenever you go into business with somebody and money's exchanged and the promises weren't kept, you sue them civilly for your funds back. He didn't, they gave him the funds. He didn't take the funds without their knowledge. So, his guilt or innocent doesn't matter. He admitted that you want to be Shirley, but you could never be her. What do you say about that? I never heard that. So what is that from? Is that from a phone call? Let me know. I don't know. And I don't want to be nobody but myself. I don't compete or compare myself with no other female. At 60, do you believe Nesto can bounce back if he ever gets out? Yes, because he has a natural talent. So he can bounce back. He might not need to be at a millionaire's level, but he can bounce back and be okay. Do you get along with Dre? I don't know Dre. I only talk to Dre when he asks me to talk to Dre. Outside of that, I don't talk to his people unless he asks me to. That's it. I don't insert myself in that camp. When he asks me to call somebody, I'll call somebody. If he asks me to ask somebody to relay a message, I relay a message. Outside of that, I'm not keying and hanging and none of that with none of those people. I didn't before this happened. I'm not trying to do it afterwards. Those are his people, and I separate myself. When Nesto talked to Dion, he said you can't afford him. That's cool. You after you talk bad about his wife, his son, his daughter, and his friend. Okay, so I never talked bad about his wife. Y'all can get that straight. Period. I have no gripe issues with her. I had an issue with lack of support with everybody. That was my only problem with everybody because I felt like I'm the last person, the person knows him the least is me. I feel like I should be the one that would normally support him the least, but I'm supporting him the most. And that's my issue. I feel like his camp should support him more than me, especially if you feel like he's innocent, then you should support him more than me. That's my only gripe with anybody is support, lack of support. That's it. Other than that, I could care less. Those relationships aren't my business. You know what I'm saying?
So let me pause here because, the thing that really bothers me, especially when I read the text message and now that I'm listening to this, is that she has this arrogance about her. She's acting like she could dictate how other people should act. And I guess the biggest bone that I have to pick is she always judges, well, her just judging Shirley's actions and trying to act like, it's just she's trying to be diplomatic about it. Like she's just trying to be fair. There's no malice behind it. You cannot be messing around with somebody's husband and claiming you love this man. Now, at this point, she was still lying to us, trying to act like they were just friends and all that other stuff. But we saw straight through it. And then the text messages revealed they were saying I love yous early on. I mean, literally from November of 2022, the first set of text messages we got, they were sharing I love yous. So we know that's a bunch of crock. But that's the part that really burns me up, that she feels like that she could speak on other people's level of support for Ernest. So let me just go through some comments that I did highlight real quick. Um, excuse me. Vic to the Veil says, it's not that we don't like you, silly. This is a serious 1,000 piece puzzle that only Ernest has actually, sorry, that only Ernest has seen actually put together. We're putting it together based off the calls and the case evidence ourselves. That is true. And hey, let's talk about it. She says, when was this? Early on in the beginning, I was thinking that it was somewhere around May. It could have been March. I know the time frame was when they initially dropped the CP charges, but then they brought them back up. It was kind of in that time. But again, I forgot who said it. They kind of pointed out the time frame. So if somebody knows, could you put it back in the chat for let's talk about it? Then Helen says, hey, Sonya, how about we just don't like you and Ernie? And we know that you absolutely listened to the phone call and you watched all the bloggers. Yeah, I had addressed it. I thought that too. But like I said, I think she was caught off guard a little bit. And even in the text messages, she played it up. So I don't know if she was just playing it up to test, Nesto to see how deep was his love, I guess. And then Psycho Boney says, Hen, you picked a side. Why can't the audience? Exactly. And it kind of goes into what I just paused, what I was saying. She feels like she can dictate how we should respond or how we should feel. And I just think that's very arrogant of her. But this is a pattern, as they say. This is a pattern that both her and Nesto indulge in. Like I said, she is his yin to his yang. They fit together. Vicky talking about puzzle pieces. They actually do fit together, in my opinion. Um, they feed each other's ego. They feed off of each other's energy, and it's such a negative thing though. But for them, two negatives equal a positive. So for them, they are winning. So it's just a weird situation altogether.
You know, if he says he needs help with something and I make a call and it doesn't come through and it's doable, that's the issue. That's how I look at it. You know, if they felt he was guilty, then I wouldn't, then go ahead. You ain't got to support a guilty person. I wouldn't think you need to. But if you're thinking he's innocent, and that's the conversation I got, then I'm trying to figure out why is there such lack of support. And that was my only issue with everybody. Now, the situation with the son, y'all don't know. Something transpired. It went way left,
Hey,
and
Tentative.
he knows what happened. He knows exactly what happened. I explained to him what happened. I am not at fault for what happened. And that's that. Okay, who are you to have an issue with people who know him better than you? I can have an issue because I'm picking up the slack from what's not being taken care of from the camp. So whatever the camp's not doing, I have to do it. Or either leave him for dead. Those are the options. It's either they do it, I do it, or leave him for dead. So that's exactly what you're doing. You haven't known this man for a long time and you've gone off his word. These bloggers aren't twisting anything. Yes, they are. Um, and they report on the documents shown. Some of them. Chronicle Speaks, I would say, is the only one who attempts and tries her hardest to be 100% correct in any and everything she puts on her platform. Everybody else, no. I've seen it, I've heard it. Up the slack. She's doing the whole everything. She's helping him with the religious aspect of this
Hey,
because
Nesto's
again,
shackles.
he relies on that heavily. I'm not that person. She is that person. And in the beginning, 4 or 5,
Lies.
wait a minute, November. How long ago was that? We're in the third month. 5 months ago, she was on the bully team with the rest of the bloggers, and it's so weird how that went from her going from
Hey,
team
LB.
we hate her or we don't like her or whatever the case. Because after I did the Tasha K interview, they went and did this 4 panel discussion and was trying to go in on me, talking mad ish about me to where it is now. And what it was is she's the only one that's really in the courthouses, and she kind of was listening to let the evidence show what it is. Don't run with it just because somebody said something. Let the evidence support what it is. You have to do that with everybody. And she kind of took to that, and then she kind of was like, okay, and she started going to court, and she started pulling the documents and kind of doing some investigating on the legal side, and was trying to figure out like this is not sounding like it how I thought it was in the beginning. And she just and I told her just be open to whatever it could be. Just be, when evidence shows whatever, then that's just how you have to be. You can't just say it's this. You got to just wait for the evidence. And she, along with a lot of people, was okay and was like, all right, I'm gonna just do that. Just wait for the evidence. That's all we can do. Talking about you because you did. They Ladybug. They were talking about me since September. The girl brought my whole name out in November, after Thanksgiving. 3 weeks later, no, 2 weeks later, I came out and started talking. 2 weeks later, after my name came out, my whole name. My first name came out around August. Around August, the first name came out. Phone calls came out in July. I think that's the timeline. It was either that.
Let me pause here. The calls came out at the end of August. That's number one. And number two, this comment, was this the comment? Let me see. I started the comment. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it was this comment from Miss Apple Pie. But nobody asked her to be there for him. She chose to be there and went looking for him. Nesto's family not there for him because they know him and they know he's guilty. It's funny you say that because when I first started like really participating like on like panels and things like that, talking about this situation, I know it's Lady T Bug. Shout out to Lady T Bug. I know you're in the bushes. I saw your comment earlier. One of the things that I said, and this was, I guess you'd say halfway through this, where the point we are now, and I remember thinking and saying that Nesto's family know him. They were just hoping that when he landed Shirley the big fish, that he would settle down and do right. And so I agree with you, Miss Apple Pie. They absolutely know him and they know what he's capable of doing. They know them way better than Sonya. And that's another thing. I mean, if I had a list in no particular order, this is another one I would add. She acts like she knows this man better than the people who've either known him all their lives or for at least, I mean, I know he met Dion like at 13. I don't know like all of his relationships with his children, but at the very least, let's just take Shirley 10 years. She acts like she knows him better than everybody, better than Dre, better than Lamont, better than his kids, of course, better than Shirley. She knows his character just because they had some a couple of good times in the back of an RV, and that he came to visit her a couple of times in the hospital. I'm not really clear on that. It may have only been once. It seemed like he just called her every morning, but I know there's a point where is alluded to the fact that he came and changed her pull-ups, as people say. But no, I don't mean to laugh. Yes, I do. But it just that part just astounds me.
It was before. It was right. It was before September. It was August. July the phone calls came out. August my first name came out because they thought it was Erica. That was the girlfriend. And then my first name came out. And then when the girl brought my whole name out, go ahead, boo boo. Okay, cut it then. Cut it. And then after that, in November, my last name and pictures came out. That's when my pictures came out. Now, somebody said somebody got it 4 weeks before that. It wasn't. I didn't find out about that. I just knew the one blogger pulled it out at the end of November after Thanksgiving on a Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, she released a video with all my family calling me a hoe, calling me a stripper, saying all kind of foul shit. Don't know me, never met her, but she's going in like me and her got the beef. Um, that was very unprofessional, messy. That's how they move. It's whatever. A week or two later is when I came out. With that man. No one called you a hoe. Girl, you must have just got on. She called me a hoe, and she know who she is. I don't say names. In November, when I did the Tasha K interview, Tasha K called me a hoe and her because they did like a pre little, situation before the video got released with me and Tasha K. She called me a hoe then, both of them. And she called me a hoe and a stripper. I know what I heard. It's on video. What are you talking about? And then the other blogger that's out of Atlanta, supposed to be a minister, she got sassy out the mouth and was calling me out my name. So I know what I heard. I didn't hear it from somebody. I heard that these ladies actually call me out my name. So you're saying you didn't comment on Real Talk Bougie channel before your name was released? No, I don't remember that. If I did,
Okay, she's telling tales because the comment was screenshot. And if you guys, if any of you were able to catch her channel when it was live, I forgot what the actual handle is, because you get a handle that you can either YouTube will pick it for you, believe, or you can do a custom handle outside of your name, like for example LB. But when you actually if you want to direct somebody to your channel, it's an at and then it's something else. And I forgot what her channel was. Is it? I forgot. Was it Waller News or something crazy? But yeah, Real Talk Bougie had screenshot a comment that she did make on her channel, so she's lying, per usual.
it would have been in the very beginning of Real Talk Bougie because I did comment on three people's channel, but this was way back in March, April. That's how far back that was. And then I was like, oop, because my name was on it. That was when my real name was on there, and I was like, oop, let me, Sonya, that Nesto called you a hoe. I don't have 17 businesses. Where do you get all of it? Where do you get your information from? I'm retired. I have zero
They were
business, but I have
clowning her
investments,
in this
and
live.
that's what pays my bills. I do not work. Last time I had a job was maybe 6 months ago. I worked part time for a law firm. And that's it. Other than that, I've been on vacation for 30 days. I've been traveling. I go back to Atlanta. Eh, Monday, SSI and food stamps. Nesto's niece.
They were tearing
I
her
don't.
up
I
in the
do get
chat.
SSI a little bit from my injuries from that, but that's no money. Anybody that
Nice
gets SSI knows
AJ.
that's no money. So it's whatever, girl. Food stamps, no, I don't get depends. No, I don't have to wear depends at all. Thank you. I can. How am I caught up on my looks? Are y'all talking about every time we have a visit and y'all all in our business and y'all worried about what we talking about, and while we sit there and compliment each other, it's not much you can talk about on a recorded line when the police is on it. So what do you want us to talk about? We don't need YouTube in our actual business, and we don't need the courts in our actual business. We've never had an illegal conversation, so that's not a concern. It's just you still don't want people in all up in your business. So what do we talk about? Superficial shit. That's all you can talk about. What do you got on? Let me see your nails. Oh, your hair look cute. What you do today? That's all you can talk about. It's superficial shit. Y'all want us to talk about some in-depth stuff, or how are you feeling, and that's not going to happen at a jail visit or a jail phone call. That's not going to happen. So stop thinking that that's a private conversation on two private lines that the police unknowingly is listening in on. We know people are listening in on conversations from day one since September of 22. They've been listening to all phone calls, all visits, and anything that he does, they're watching, reading, and listening. So
Okay, again, where to start? Where to start? She comes on here acting like, "Oh yeah, I knew that they are listening." We have listened to those phone calls. We have watched the video visits. We have now read the text messages. By the way, if you have not read the text messages, I did it for you. I have a whole playlist of all the text messages. They are not talking like they realize or they know or they're aware or that they even care that the prosecutor could be listening. So I don't know why she's taking this posture. It's again, it's like I don't know if it's a trait of narcissism, if that's what you want to call it, but they really think they can speak reality into us. They really think they have magical powers to influence us. They think that they can put a thrall over us, a spell on us. And maybe they do dabble in things like the black arts, black magic, or whatever you want to call it. But it is absolutely hilarious to me, and I'm not even laughing, but it's absolutely hilarious to me that they actually believe that they can tell us something different. It's like that old Eddie Murphy skit. Well, it wasn't a skit, it was actually in one of his stand-ups where his woman basically busts him cheating, like literally walks on him cheating. And he says, "Who are you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes?" I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I mean, if somebody wants to take the time to try to explain this, feel free. I don't think there is an explanation. And Twyla calls it gaslighting. Yeah, that is the terminology that's used today. And I guess that would sum it up. But I'm of a generation that wasn't a word when this was going on. This is just manipulation, and I can see through it. And maybe it's just people like me, it's people like us that can think, that can, we can, our brain is faster than any computer, and we can sniff out bullshit without smelling it. And that's what this all is. This is a bunch of bullshit. Her and Nesto are full of bullshit. Even though her colon is short, what little space she got in that gut is full of shit. Man.
why would we be talking about something of some serious substance on a conversation on a line that is being listened to? So stop looking at these.
Prominent woman. I'm glad you pointed that out because I meant to say something about that. I remember when I first pulled this video up again, and it was right after that visit on the 25th. I believe it was the August 25th visit. That chain, you're right, it's the exact same chain around her neck.
Videos thinking, oh, they don't be talking about anything. Oh, we're not. It's a jail visit with the police on the line. So what are we going to talk about that can be put out in court? I'm not going to sit there and talk about anything of no true substance. We got to talk about some passive bullshit. That's it. Y'all ain't going to get nothing but passive bullshit conversation. And some things maybe about his case, certain things, that's it. But nothing in that. He'll never talk about his defense because he can't and he won't. I don't know it. Haven't heard it. It's not for me. It's for him, his lawyer, in the courts. So stop thinking just because y'all in on it that we're talking like we're on private lines. He's not on a
You
private
are.
line.
You both are
Block
talking
it.
like that.
Thank you. Like we on some private line. Like that's like the most idiotic thing that when I read the comments and they keep talking, oh, da, 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 we're on a jail call. What are we supposed to talk about? for everybody to hear. That's the thing. Nobody's dumb. Nobody's gonna talk about things that you don't really want everybody in y'all in our business or in
Listen,
his business
I
or
don't
in
went
my
through all the
business.
text
People think
messages,
they know.
Sonya. Sonya, I don't went through all the text messages. I'm all up in your business, and right now I'm picking it apart. So just to let you guys know, that's what I'm doing while we wait, for the trial to start. I'm going through, and I am basically breaking down those text messages. And sis, I'm all in your business. You are pouring out your heart in those text messages, and I don't feel no type of way about doing it.
Everything about me. You don't. You don't. You know what I told you? The mistress girl. Okay, girl, look. I'm the mistress. I'm the side chick. Thank you, boo. I'm the mistress. I'm the side chick. Okay? Good. Now stop saying it because I'm going to agree with you. I'm the mistress. I am the side chick. I am any and everything that will make you feel better about yourself. If you feel that I need to be called that, that's fine. I will be that for you. You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So I'll be the side hand. Thank you, Reggie, for correcting her. I will be the side chick, the mistress, the side chick, the hen. It's whatever. I mean, name calling is what y'all do. That's this. Fine. Who goes looking for a married man for 5 weeks? I was looking for my friend. I really don't give a shit about the whole. His life right now is on the line. That's all I give a shit about. I don't care about how y'all feel about me or how y'all feel about me and him or that's this and that's that. I'm trying to keep this man just hopes up high. I'm trying to keep him mentally together until this is over with. That's all I give a shit. So if I gotta go in there and whatever I gotta do to put a smile on his face, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I don't want him to get defeated. I don't want him to feel his life is over. This isn't looking right. Nobody's supporting me. My life is fucked up. I don't know why this is happening. Whatever, whatever. I'm supporting him. You don't understand it. You ain't got to get it. It's whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Why not let his wife and his son? I was wanting that. Trust me. When I first came on board, I asked him when I first wrote him, what's going on?
Hey,
How is
Justin's
your
mom.
circle? Are you getting everything you need done? At first, he said yes. Then a week later, he called me and said, no, I need you to help me with my legal team.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, no problem. But the problem is, and if you can watch the phone call from jail video when it's Nesto and Dion calls her on the three-way, and you listen to what she says, and I said this already because they kept trying to say I'm the reason why she left. No, she left in June. My name didn't come out till August. She says why she left because social media kept calling her so many names. They were calling her name so bad from March to November of 23. They kept calling this lady, and she's a victim. She's a victim. She had no idea. She's a victim. She's devastated. And all social media doing is calling her names. Go back, look at the videos, look at the comments. The bloggers are talking about her, and their little audience is talking about her. They did that. And then in June, she couldn't take it no more. Y'all kept saying, oh, it was you. No, my name didn't come out till August.
So wait a minute, because I was a little distracted. I was reading you guys' comments. So either I need to rewind it or somebody tell me in the comments. Is she talking about Shirley that we broke up their happy home? And Shirley had no clue. Listen, I had said this last night and I didn't articulate it correctly, so I'll say it now. So if she's talking about Shirley, okay, not just you, side hen, because we all believe, and I am of that group that believes that Krill kind of let that cat out of the bag that Shirley knew about, Sonya. But aside, let's just say, let's just pretend Sonya, let's give Sonya a little bit of grace here that Shirley did not know about her. There's other women, his victims. So Shirley had to come to terms with that. She can no longer make excuses about the fact that this man was out not just robbing and stealing and defrauding these women, he was sleeping with these women. And on top of that, the biggest thing is that the distance. Nesta was no longer to, nat around her ear and put his influence into her psyche. There was other people around her like Mississippi Monica, I'm pretty sure, Debbie, Tasha, maybe even Steve, maybe Sheridan. There were people that were kind of taking the haze off of her. And her bank account, it was getting lighter by the moment. So let me know if I'm correct. Is she talking about we ran Shirley off? We didn't run Shirley off. Nesto ran Shirley off, being a dog that he is.
August. The phone calls came out in July. She left in June. So social media had a lot to do with screwing up his count. When they released the phone calls, his people felt some type of way. Man, they got my name all out there. They got them phones. Then they calling me. Reading the comments, which you never do. Oh, he sounds stupid. They sound like a bunch of thugs. This just all this negativity and
Hey,
judgmental shit
cousin.
all in the
Black,
comments,
not
like y'all do
bitter.
now.
Hey, lady.
Not everybody's built for that. Not everybody want to hear that. So they start distancing themselves. Like, I don't need my name out there. I don't need them phone. Like, oh, don't call me somebody. Like, that's social media. Y'all did all of that. That's a big part of why his count is doing what they're doing, which was falling back. Because social media and all y'all angry comments and all of this disrespect and just inserting yourself in somebody's real life. This ain't reality television. This is real life. This is real life. Nobody put this out there. No one said, oh, let's sign a contract and go on and put our lives out there. And while we're going through this, let's make it public. Nobody did that. This shit was drug out there. Everybody was drugged out. He was drugged out. His wife was drugged out. I was drugged out. Nobody sat there and was like, oh, yay, let's just make something of this. No. Okay. Everybody say Rico. At this point, okay, so anyway. So I didn't come out. I was forced out. And in hindsight, I should have came out back in April, maybe July. I would say July, only because they kept pushing this narrative.
Side note, because I transcribed all the text, just let you know, they have been talking about her YouTube channel for a while. And I want to say before, well, shortly after the text messages dropped. And we know, I don't think, um, oh, I forgot when her first live was again. Maybe her first live was like was it in November, y'all? But it took a minute for her to do that. Nesto was kind of trying to tell her how to, come out and do her social media, do her channel. Same thing with the GoFundMe. So this is kind of leading to, I'll get to a Monday. The Mondays, Sonya has the Mondays in my opinion. They've been talking about that GoFundMe since I want to say June of last year. And again, the lazy hen didn't get it up until I believe November or December. So she showed early on that she was not to be counted on. And like I said, it's one thing to listen to the text, but then to transcribe. And one of the things that I picked up on is that early on in their little thing that they have going, she was very wordy when she was trying to get his attention and his affection. And then when she figured out that she had him where she wanted him, it was like the reverse. But yeah, she talks a good game to Nesto, but we can all see that she's not, she's full of it. And another thing is, you see how deferential she's being in this live. She was like this in all of her lives, to let you guys know. She wasn't aggressive. She entertained the chat, and they roasted her in the chat. They flamed her. I wish I'd actually screen grabbed the chat because it was hilarious. Some of the things that they were saying to her. I don't know how she even managed to go for 2 hours. I don't know. Maybe she's just glutton for punishment. But you notice she would turn around and tell Nesto how she handled us. But really, we handled her.
This narrative, and then everybody was running with it and running with it and running with it. And it's hard to reverse something if it's been played upon for so long. And they kept running with this narrative. And then in November, once I came out and spoke my side or my piece, it's too late. Everybody's a good amount, not everybody, because a lot of people. I have a lot of people that's on my IG who are very supportive, always popping up, but slick shit. I don't. Okay, so he's upset because
Drugged out.
Nesto called me.
I know I'm behind in the chat, but when I first heard it too, I'm like drugged out. I think she meant, dragged out of the bushes.
Upset. He called me up. He called me up. He called upset about him and a conversation him and his friend had, and he felt he should know me, and the way he's talking to me is as if he doesn't know me. And I was trying to tell him, not everybody judge on character. Sometimes people just hear the words and run with the words instead of thinking about the person they know. A lot of people don't think like that. And so it was some things in the conversation they had that kind of upsetted him. But I didn't know who he was talking about. If you listen to the phone call, I just knew it was a friend. And this is before he even said his friend's name to me. And I thought he was two guys he was talking to. One he was not so cool with. And then it was the close one, which is Dre. But I was like, don't worry about it. He's an idiot. He don't know what he's talking about. And so they ran with the Sonya called Dre an idiot. And then you hear me say, after I said, don't worry about it, he's an idiot. He wasn't thinking, da 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 da, trying to bring him back. Then I say to him, well, which friend is it? Because I didn't know which friend he was talking about. I just said, don't worry about it, he's an idiot. He wasn't thinking, yada, 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 yada. Then he says Dre. So I didn't call specifically Dre. I just said whatever friend he was talking about was an idiot for saying or not, you know, again, the man fragile and, life's fucked up. Don't, they keep like, you don't. So it's bad enough to be in jail. What's worse about his situation is the first 6 months he was in jail, they just kept throwing charges and charges out of nowhere on him. And so it was like a never ending, just, you know, situation. And he's like trying to figure out why is this going on? Why are they da 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 da? Because in his mind, he says he's innocent, regardless of how y'all feel about it. It's his life. He knows what he did, and you know, so he's saying he's innocent. So, again, like I said, I don't worry about bonding with his camp. I'm not, me and his friendship was just me and his friendship. I'm not trying to insert myself in his life with his family and friends. I don't do that with anybody I date or see or know or anything. I don't insert myself in people's camp because I don't do people like that. It's, you see what all of this going on and stuff. That's why I don't do groups of people. So I always, whoever I deal with, I just deal with them. I don't need to know your friends. I don't need to know your kids. I don't need to know your mama, your daddy. I don't need to know none of them people. I'm just dealing with you. And that's how I feel with him. I just deal with him. If he needs me to deal with somebody, I will make the call. That's it. Outside of that, I'm not here to insert myself in his whole life. That's not my position. I'm not looking for it. We're not going there. So if
So I'm trying to figure out, is she trying to convince us or is she trying to convince herself at this point? Because that's what she did. She made, for him, Sonya is the only thing that he has left. She has made herself his whole world. And like a lot of you guys have been saying in the chat, and or in the chatter's been on the street, is that now she's bored. She got a little bit, fired up about this gag order because it was about her. It was more about her than Nesto. Nesto's goose is already cooked, in my opinion, but she's still worried about trying to save face and slam dunk on us. But at this point, I think she's trying to convince herself. I don't know. Do you guys agree?
Dre has a problem with me, it's because of that indirect comment when I called his friend an idiot. And then I asked which friend, but it was because him calling distraught about the conversation they had and how he felt lack of support in that conversation. And that's where that came from. It wasn't like I was being malicious and, oh, he did. I'm just trying to make him feel better and like, oh, don't worry about it, you know, whatever. And he took that and ran with it because, of course, the bloggers made that the title and the caption and put so much emphasis on that they it just made it sound like that was a whole conversation that I'm just going in and talking about him and shitting on him, which it wasn't. If you listen to the phone call, it's this much of a conversation that I'm lightly just saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. He's an idiot." And I'll say, "Ooh, Frank, what?"
Well, I'm sorry. You know what? I hit my mute button on my mic, so I'm sorry. I was pausing to highlight the winner of the free membership. Obsessed with the Mess gifted a membership, and the person who got it was Nesto Shackle and Shuffle. Thank you. You know that is one of the things that I'm like, oh, I don't ever want to get caught on mute, but it happens. It happens. I didn't mute it on my screen. I muted my mic, and I know better. But Nesto Shackles and Shuffle, you have been gifted a membership. And part of that membership is a 3-night complimentary stay in Las Vegas. So if you want to take advantage of that, all you need to do is head over to my Instagram, Black Auntie No Kids, and message me with your email address so I can get that to you. So if anyone wants to join my membership, I call sorry, behind the scenes crew. If you join, that is one of the perks of joining membership. So I'm sorry about that, you guys. Let me go ahead and
Friend is it
get
we're
this
talking
started
about?
again.
And that's when he says what friend he's talking about. But it wasn't like a direct. I don't like your friend. He's a this. He's a that. He's a da 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 da. I don't know them people, and that's his people, not mine. That was a direct comment. Sonya, stop lying. Listen to the phone calls, girl. It's on the phone calls. I ain't gotta lie about a phone call. I remember that. Nesto's niece, girl. Here's the thing. I'm not going to concern myself with anything unless it's illegal and it's a charge. If he has a charge, I concern myself about it. Anything that's considered an inappropriate behavior, I don't really care about that. If it's illegal, I have a concern for it. If it's inappropriate, I've worked in the strip club business for 15 years. I've seen a lot of inappropriate behavior from managers to staff to waitresses to bartenders to dancers. I've seen a lot of inappropriateness. Is it illegal? No. Is it uncalled for and is it wrong? In most cases, yes. But I don't concern myself with stuff like that. That's not, it was in 2016, so they say. I didn't know him. It's not my business. That's not my business. I don't care. Inappropriate? Yes. If that's true, that was inappropriate. I get that. But again, I've 15 years in the strip club business. I'm seeing way, 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 way more. And then to speak on that, because I really didn't hear the interview, but I heard 3 minutes of it because somebody played it for me. If I go somewhere and I'm applying for a job and it's not a porn industry, a strip club, or a bikini model or something where you need to see my body, and somebody asks me to take my clothes off, I'm leaving. That's just what it is. I'm leaving. I'm not taking off a sock, a shoe, a shirt, or nothing. I'm leaving. I'm not. Why? What? No. Bye. That's a red flag. I'm leaving. So something just don't make sense for somebody to actually do it unless it's something going on, and I don't know. It just a lot of that didn't make sense. So I didn't think anything of it past that, because again, I'm only concerning myself with things that are considered illegal. If it's inappropriate and you believe, again, 100% of a one-sided story, which y'all tend to do, which is weird to me because I don't ever believe a one-sided story. I believe what he's saying to an extent, but I'm also waiting to see, and I'm seeing as I go to court, nothing supporting what they're saying. You ruined Sylvia's channel. How did I ruin Sylvia's channel? Please explain yourself. I don't know. No, I don't know that person. Sylvia's moving on. Sylvia, let me tell you, Sylvia's a good person. You know, um, she was part of that pack in the beginning. But she sent me a private message some months ago before I interviewed with her, and was trying to explain, her position on all of this, because I made a comment, and it was to the group of them, and she felt some type of way, I guess, because she was trying to explain that she wasn't, you know, a negative person. And I didn't really watch, but I saw she was on that panel after the Tasha K situation. Mr. Scribbles, whose address are you putting out there in whateverville, Georgia? Um, so, and then I agreed to do the thing with her, but where she made the mistake was, and I told her, stay neutral.
Thank you, Trust in My Destiny. So this video was March 9th. I couldn't remember. I honestly I should have just went back and looked at the date that I downloaded it. But I think I downloaded it a few days afterwards. But thanks for that clarification. So it was on March 9th.
Because when you pick a side, it can hurt you, and that's what happened. She was a little bit on the positive with this, and everybody came after her for it because she wasn't being negative like the bulk of y'all. Yeah, I don't know that person. Cut them. And so they they started hating on her, and because they wanted her to be mean and spiteful and this, that, and the other. And she, at first was saying some positive things, and I told her, no, 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 this ain't the audience, because this audience right here. This ain't the audience for it. Like, no, I said, you just got to stay neutral. Don't even say how you feel about it. And she did, and that's what hurt her. So I did not ruin her channel. It was the fact that she was changing how she felt, and all the hating ass people that was on her channel, because they kind of flopped between her and the other 3 or 4 girls, felt some type of way about it because they wanted her to be hateful. And that's what happened to her channel. Nothing else happened to her channel other than the fact that she started to feel like the evidence wasn't supporting the hate. And she did some investigating, and she did
I'll let
some
y'all speak on
work on it, and found out it
Sly.
wasn't what everybody was saying it was. So that's what happened to Sylvia's channel. And no, she didn't ruin her channel. It just, I, thing of it is it's just this audience. This is a hard audience, and y'all like hate. Y'all like drama. Ernest called you a hoe. Okay, damn, I heard it. I heard it. I'll listen to the phone calls, and I'll get back. I'll listen to it, and I'll make sure it's exactly what it says, because y'all hear shit and then y'all run with it, and it don't be what y'all heard. It be some other shit. So I'll listen to it. I've never heard him call anybody a hoe, so I doubt it. We don't talk about everything. Things that seriously matter, we really don't. It's a way. I talk a lot through his attorney. When anything that seriously need to be spoken to, I get it another way. I don't get it on a phone call. I don't get it through the jail shit. I don't get it through that. I get it. We talk another way, like the serious stuff that YouTube and the courts and everybody, and it's not illegal, but it's just not everybody needs to know all of a person's business. And there's another conversation that we have that nobody could get. It's not on the Sonya's edges. Hey, girl, you back? Anyway, because you're messy as fuck. I'm not coming for her. But y'all do the comparison thing when y'all say certain things. It's a comparison thing. And I'm telling you, I don't compare myself to anybody in anybody's life. I don't have to. I don't need to. I don't. People be sitting there, Brandy and Monica. You know what I'm saying? Nikki and Cardi. All y'all black people do is try to compare and pan people up against each other. White people don't do that. What is up with y'all with that comparison shit? Y'all say little shit because y'all trying to do that little sneaky comparison shit. That's all that is. Looks. And those are her mugshots because I've seen other pictures and the girl is sick. So she looks a certain way because she's sick. His mugshot and her mugshot both look fucked up. Both of their mugshot, like most people's mugshot, because it's a mugshot, look fucked up. The picture. The picture. That's what I said, the picture. I got a lot of ugly pictures. People take ugly pictures. I made the point that when all of that came out and they saw her picture, they went after the wife. And they went after the wife. They didn't go after the co-defendant that they thought was the girlfriend. They went after the wife who didn't know nothing about nothing. They went after her and called her all kind of names and all kind of this and that and that and that. And they went in on her almost as bad as they went in on me. They went in a little bit worse on me because they called me little names. They didn't call her, well, they did call her some names too. But for almost 7 months, they went in on her. Why did they go in on her? Why did they go in on her? They didn't go in on Erica. Why? Because they went in on the prettier person. She was the better looking of the two. So they did. They said one thing about.
Now we went in on you because you running your mouth. Erica sat down somewhere and was quiet. And even when she did come out, she came out because they made her come outside. And she was okay with talking because Erica's smooth like that. And that's who Nesto thought you were going to be, Erica 2.0. Know when to talk and when to shut up. And let's remind you that Erica actually won a case for him pretending to be an attorney. What have you done, Miss Wannabe Paralegal? What have you accomplished? So yeah, Erica may have looked raggedy in that mug shot. I think most of us would look raggedy. In fact, you got a mug shot out there. You looking kind of raggedy, kind of scrawny. You know, she's jealous. She's just a hater. She talks about us, but it's really her. It's really her.
Erica, and then they kept going in on the wife because of her looks. Same reason why y'all go in on Steve because his wife looked good. I don't get that. I don't get that shit. Y'all always try to tear a person down. And that was a point I was making. That's why I said what I said about Erica. Picture. Because I've seen some pictures of her where she looked nice. But that mugshot was what was out and what everybody was running with of what she looked like. And that's why I said what I said, to prove a point. So don't listen to two things and try to drag out that to say, oh, Sonya, you said. I said that whole thing. I said her mugshot, she looked a hot mess. But they didn't talk about her, the person they thought was the girlfriend. They thought she was the girlfriend. Understand what I'm saying? Because y'all, some of y'all is on one. They thought she was a person that y'all saying I am now. Y'all never talked about her. Not saying it's right to talk about anybody, but why didn't they talk about her? Y'all going in on me. He been knowing this girl for 20 years. Let y'all tell it. Wife don't even know her. 20 years. He just met me 15 months before he went to jail. But y'all went in on me
Because
and
you
y'all
his
went in on.
bestie.
Nobody hair is that naturally shining. Yes, it is. It's called Jail and Water. And 1/3 Caucasian.
Oh,
That's what
there
that's
we
called,
go.
Caucasian. Close your legs to married men by Chelsea Darling. Michael, I don't know where you at, but anyway, I'll be here every time your ass go live. No, you won't, girl, because Nesto niece, we gonna block your ass. Vet started to go for me, embarrassing. You know what? The go for, okay, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm not even gonna reply. We out of here. Come on, Vet. Yeah, we out.
Okay, and that is the end of my little super cut. This was actually 2 hours, so I had to chop it down. There's a lot more, that was said, but it took 2 hours for her to get fed up. That chat, I was in that chat. I'll be quite honest, and they were lighting her tail up, and she kept reading that stuff. She kept reading it. It was hilarious. And I don't know if did she go live a couple of other times after this? So we now know this was March 9th. This was March 9th. But I do have the full 2 hours of this live. And a couple of people in the comments were like, the prosecutor needs this. And even his attorney needs to look at this. And the funny thing is that she didn't do, I mean, none of the lives actually benefited him. None of them. But she got dressed up to come on live, and I still don't understand what the purpose was. That's why I called it a press conference, because she does not know how to handle social media. She failed at it, and it's not easy. I mean, even as I sit here, it's a struggle. I was trying to click on everybody's comments. I will have carpal tunnel in about 24 hours. I don't know how some of the content your faves do it. I think it's just years of practice and getting used to this setup. But if anybody wants to hear it in its entirety, I'll go ahead and upload it in membership, the whole 2 hours of it. If I sat here and tried to go through all 2 hours of her live, we would probably be here for another 2, maybe 3 hours. And I think I got most of what she was trying to say, or most of the hitting on the most important parts. But I thought that this was the one where he talked about her not being able to afford him. I could have sworn it was. So maybe I was wrong in that, and maybe I was distracted if she did mention that. But I thought that this was alive. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, that's what I have tonight. I wish she had never, I wish that I had downloaded all of them, and I wish she had never taken it down. But I guess in hindsight, it's probably the smartest thing she did was to ditch her YouTube. That whole strategy was failed from the beginning because she just doesn't have the wherewithal. She lacks the self awareness. And the striking thing, probably the most striking thing that I didn't catch the first time around, or really wasn't focused on, in light of the fact that Shirley was blessedly granted her divorce, was how she tried to play Shirley. I mean, she was playing in Shirley. Both her and Nesto were playing in Shirley's face. I mean, how dare she speak on Shirley? You are in the wrong. And I would never want to be in Sonia's shoes. But let's just say hypothetically, I was in her shoes. I would not speak on the wife. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. Not at all. And even to Nesto, I wouldn't even speak on the wife. But again, she doesn't understand boundaries. The type of person she is, she doesn't respect boundaries at all. She doesn't respect them in her personal life, even in her personal relationship with her kids. And honeybee, you're right. Karma is coming for her trust. I think karma has come for her many times. Karma has kind of tapped her on the shoulder a couple of times, and I hate to wish anything bad on anyone. I think her karma is Nesto, and who wants to be stuck with Nesto? Trust in Destiny says these side chicks are different and they speak on the wife. You're right, but she's of my generation. There was a code, I guess. At least I thought there was a code. I mean, cheating was never condoned in my book, but I thought there was a code that you kind of knew your place. Now, the younger generation, and I'm not picking on the younger girlies, so if you are a millennial or you're a Gen Z in here, I'm not picking on you. Society evolves and the way we do things are different. But Sonya, her big old age, should know better. She should absolutely know better. Miss Apple Pie says the way she looks now, karma got her right now. That could be it. I mean, she's stressing. And I don't know if it's just Nesto or other things. I don't know if her health is deteriorating because she's not going to the doctor. At least, per the text messages, she's not going to the doctor, and she has a serious injury that, I mean, even though it was taken care of when it first happened, there are some side effects. There are other things that are happening to her body, and she's getting older. She's not getting the nutrients. She doesn't eat right. In this day and age, and I love this day and age because you can find good and healthy foods that serve you in whatever condition you have, and you still can be satisfied, and it can be tasty to you. But I don't know what's going on with her, but you're right. She looks like karma is on her back right now. Hmm. Trust and Destiny says she thinks she's 25. So you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let's see here. And Shelly C says she listened to the phone call on the 10th where Nesto talked about her according to the text messages. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Says my sister was in that chat, but she never answered her question. She wasn't answering any. She was able to skip through some of the questions that she didn't want to answer. And Vicky had said it earlier in the chat that she never like would answer her questions. I think, of course, she knew who Vicky was, and she's that type. She remembers Vicky calling her out. I think it was on V Lenore's as that V Lenore interview, or was it? Oh, no, I think it was with the Sly one. Either way, I think she remembers who her quote unquote nemesis are. A lady 747 says she should have disappeared after she found out her calls and visit were public. Exactly. And I know that she was kind of pulled to the stage, but if she just never spoke on it, the internet would have just found something else to focus in on. Never had to say anything. I mean, we've had lengthy discussions here on the internet about Shirley and what she should say, what she should not say. She should come out. Should she address this? All that stuff. Shirley has remained silent. She may subliminally drop a picture here and there, or she may have a kiki with the cat with her co-host. But Sonya could have just not addressed it. But Sonya was going to show us. That's what it was. She was going to show us. Yeah, let's see here. What else you guys are saying? Trust in My Destiny says, "Can we get a side by side of her then and now? The difference of appearance is glaring. It is, and I guess she may have had a filter on, but now, I mean, she even there. There is a dryness about her, a faded outness, a washed outness of it. Justin's mom said she does look run through. She's exhausted, and whatever energy that she was getting from Nesto, I think now she's pulling all the weight where he was able to grab from Dion and maybe from Dre and Lamont and even Shirley at one point. It's all on her, and she's not up for the battle. That 90 pounds can't hold all that weight, and it really is sad to see her deteriorating like that. It really is, and I'm not saying that because I'm like trying to be sympathetic. I am empathetic. Let's put it this way. But Shirley, she. I hope. I mean, to me, I watched that Zoom of the divorce hearing, and when that divorce was granted, Shirley looked like the weight of the world was lifted off her shoulder. That sigh and that smile, it spoke volumes. Now she can just go to the next phase of her life. And of course, we're going to discuss her here and there in the circumstances, and she still has to make it through a trial if they do call her, through, uh, or if they call her, for the trial, she still has to deal with this. But the fact that they are no longer quote unquote legally married, I know that that was a big deal for her. Let's see. The Bible lady says life is being sucked completely out of her right before our eyes, but she doesn't see that, or if she does, she's in denial. And I don't know what her support system looks like. I know at one point her sisters were upset with her, the family was upset with her, and even her daughter was upset with her. So I don't know how she's gone about mending those relationships and getting in a good space, because even the most recent texts that I have, I believe they were up to like the 15th of August or whatever, with her and Nesto. Nothing's come out from phone calls from prison since then. but I don't know what kind of support system she has. I believe that she sent Tomas back to Florida, didn't she? But he's a young man. I can't imagine him really reinforcing her. Her and Nesto had this kind of a thing where they always said good morning to each other and I love yous. And I don't know if that's slowed down because Nesto seems to be kind of sort of in a different headspace. He doesn't he's in a space that he should have been maybe a year ago, maybe even longer. In my personal opinion, he should have never entertained Sonya back early on when she hunted him down after those 5 weeks. But at that point, Nesto thought he was getting out. You know, he just thought he was going to keep her on ice. And once he got his bond, he could, see what she was talking about because she was throwing up all these businesses. So he is always on the lookout for, a mark. So maybe that was the long game and the reason why she brought him in. Let's see this. It says, Sunflower Babe TT. Do y'all know any pygmy women who look energized? It is an exhausting lifestyle. It's funny you say that. I had earlier on, I think it's still up on my channel. I did a reaction to a young lady who was the side chick. And she talked about that um always having to be on ready, always having to be perfect, always having not to be the wife, always having to be happy. She couldn't bring her problems to her married quote unquote man because he got all that noise from his wife. She was supposed to be his happy, his joy. And anything that she was going through, that wasn't important. That's not something he wanted to hear. So you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right, TT. That you're absolutely right. All right. And trust in my destiny. I keep landing on your comments. She claims she was built for this, but based on her appearance, she's not. Yeah, she's whittling away. She is definitely whittling away. And I think, like I said, I believe that she showed up in court because she really thought it was going to be a day of victory. But that's all I have for you guys right now. We are almost at an hour and a half. I think we did pretty good. I kind of let this play because I have a little bit of leeway with it. This content you're not going to find it anywhere else on these YouTube streets. And I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what I did. I did some editing, like I said. And if you wish to hear it uninterrupted, the full 2 hours to kind of get a take on Miss Sonya and her thought patterns and things of that nature, you're more than welcome to join my membership. When you join my membership, I'll do like normal with what most people do in their memberships. With my membership, we will do eventually as it grows. We will do subscriber only chats. I will do subscriber only lives, and mainly those live will be a little bit more loose and kind of give you a behind the scenes look at the process because a lot goes into this, and I think you know it's not so much I'm doing it to say, hey, you guys, look at all the hard work that it takes to get this content out or to even go live. Because going live, it is a thing. It's not just pressing live. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It just depends on what you want to give the people who come and sit in your chat. Okay, it's what you want to give them. And also, I am giving away a 3 night stay to Las Vegas. If you want to know the details to that, all you have to do is check out my community tab. I made a post on it in a short video. It kind of explains how that works. But yes, it's only thing that you would have to do is register your 3 day complimentary certificate, and then you have 180 days to book your travel. And the only thing you pay are taxes and resort fees. Las Vegas has this crazy thing called resort fees. So I believe it comes in at about $99 taxes and resort fees. Those things you can't just escape at all. But if you look at the average price of a room in Las Vegas for a night, it's definitely worth looking into if you think you'll be in Vegas in the next year and a half. So again, that's all I have for you guys. I like to thank you guys for joining me. Right now, I think we're at the highest was at 320 people lurking and peeking and participating in the chat, and I absolutely appreciate you. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and everybody have a great night. Until the next upload or the next live, I will talk to you later. Bye now.